Do you know why free trials renew without your consent? It's a business scam out to get you. Don't let greedy corporations pocket your money. Download Truebill to take control of your subscriptions. Truebill is a new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions you don't need, want, or simply forget about. On an average, people save up to $720 a year with Truebill. Because companies make subscriptions hard to cancel, Truebill makes it incredibly simple. Just link your account and Truebill will cancel your unwanted subscriptions in one tap. And your Truebill concierge is there when you need them to cancel unwanted subscriptions so you don't have to. I love Truebill. They have saved me so much money. I use Truebill and you should too. Don't fall for the subscription scams. Start canceling today at Truebill.com/think. Go right now, Truebill.com/think. It could save you thousands a year. Truebill.com/think.
Good Chop offers convenient, contact-free delivery right to your doorstep. Order fully customizable boxes. You can choose beef, chicken, seafood, and pork products you like the most. For example, the beef, you can order well-marbled Angus, choice, and prime cuts, or get delicious 100% grass-fed steaks, whatever you prefer. There's something for everyone. Mouth-watering ribeyes, flavorful T-bones, wild-caught salmon, tender chicken breast, and more. Good Chop especially prides itself on sourcing beef that comes with no antibiotics or added hormones ever. No artificial ingredients, only the good stuff. I love receiving my Good Chop box right to my door. It was so convenient, and I was so happy that I did not have to go to the grocery store. And with Good Chop, I'm not questioning the quality of what I'm feeding my family. Go to goodchop.com/think100 and use code think100 to get $100 off your first 3 boxes. Go to goodchop.com/think100 and use code think100 to get $100 off your first 3 boxes. Good Chop, America's online butcher. Stay on track with your health goals thanks to Care of's daily packs that make taking your vitamins easy to stick to every day. Care of is a subscription service that ships high-quality, personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. At every age and through every stage, Care of is here to support you on your health and wellness journey. All I had to do was take a short, in-depth quiz about my health goals and lifestyle to get personalized, tailored recommendations that were based off of my answers. You can stick to what Care of recommends, or you can change up your packs at any time. The quiz was super easy, and the packets are so cute and convenient. I love that they're personalized just to me. You guys can get 50% off your first Care of order. Go to takecareof.com and enter code THINK50. For 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code THINK50.
Welcome to the Think Loud Crew podcast. 3 moms getting real with parenthood, relationships, and the WTF moments of our daily lives. My name is Lynn.
I'm Cheyenne.
And I'm Shanan.
And today we have a special guest. We've got Papa Floyd back on with us.
Hey, everybody. How we doing?
I feel like you guys have been asking for him.
Yes.
So he's back.
He's back.
And we're going to dive deep a little bit today.
We're going to get right into it. So we put up a poll on Instagram and basically said to send in questions or situations if you guys just needed some uncandid, unbiased advice. And we're going to keep everybody anonymous. So we're not going to read who sent them. We're just gonna jump right into some of these questions. Some of them you guys sent to our DMs were literal books, so we're gonna save some of the longer questions for the end and just start off with some of the easier questions. Is that okay?
Or we can paraphrase the long ones. We don't have to read them, but we can still cover their bases.
To some sense, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's start with some of the shorter ones. Okay.
I'll start off with one. Says, what do you think you I can't read today.
Yellow.
What do you think are effective forms of discipline for teenagers?
Okay, so a different teenage guy, different teenage girl. Mm-hmm. But let's not go. Let's not get that too deep. So here's the one thing you have to understand: you are not your kid's best friend. Mm-hmm. Okay, when you start thinking and treating them like you're their best friend, then it becomes very difficult to discipline them. Okay, now you love them the most. You're gonna take care of them, but you have to teach them. And sometimes teaching them means you have to cowboy up and be their boss, be their enemy, be their disciplinary person. Okay? So, I mean, it gets real simple. What hurts them? If you're trying to discipline them, what hurts them? And I'm not talking about physically hurts, but taking their phone away, taking their Friday night hanging out with the girls or their boyfriend or their girlfriend away. Okay? Things that are going to get their attention. Okay? The problem that I see with a lot of parents, and I'm going to say particularly moms, and that's just because that's my experience, is they want to be their buddy.
Are you trying to talk about my mom?
No, well, I mean, no. I've seen it with other moms too. Your mom was that way too. Okay? And, I kind of understand because the mom is in there raising the kids. And sometimes when you're raising the kids, you lose some of your social life or your social friends because you're really dedicated to your family. So your kids become your friends, your soulmates, your partners. So it gets difficult to discipline them. But you've got to be able to separate. Otherwise, they're going to come up like really spoiled.
I think you could be spoiled regardless if you're disciplined or not. You could still be disciplined and be spoiled.
I don't think there's anything wrong with being spoiled.
Well, you know what? Here, I'm going to tell you my philosophy.
Coming from three spoiled girls.
Three spoiled people.
There's nothing wrong with being spoiled.
And by the way, wait. You contributed to the spoiling.
I purposely contributed.
Purposely.
When you were younger. And then I try to switch reels, make you more responsible and more.
So let me give you this foundation of being spoiled, and then try and.
Kyle, you're sounding spoiled right now.
Because I am spoiled. Shit.
Yeah.
You sound spoiled right now.
I would actually, if I had to do it again, I would, because again, I was trying to spoil you guys, and to a certain extent. So yeah, I'm at fault, but I probably wouldn't do it the same way because it's hard to get you guys to. I mean, to. There's a fine line because what you want to do is spoil them when they're young and then make them more responsible as they become more mature. Maybe I just wasn't good at it. I don't know.
Good with what?
You guys became responsible, but you're still spoiled to the point where sometimes it causes a detriment because you don't know how to grind the way I grinded. My generation, we had to work hard. You guys are working and doing your thing. Let's go back to the question. Discipline them. Take something away from them. It's age old.
Yeah. There you go.
Take something that they enjoy away. And it's going to be hard.
Time.
And they're going to scream at you and they're going to pout. And when they stick their lip at you, go in the TV room and watch TV. Get some popcorn. Let them know that they don't bother me. Okay? You got to discipline them. Okay.
I have one. Is 23 too young to get married?
Yes, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I have friends that got married shortly out of high school, shortly out of college. Most of them ended up divorced. Mm. Okay? And the thing is this. You want to experience a good part of life. You want to experience, if you've only dated this guy or this girl, how do you know how the next guy or next girl is going to treat you? It could be better, it could be worse. But you want to have that experience. Don't fall in love with the first hillbilly that comes around.
So what is a good age to get married?
I think you can date at 23. You can date seriously at 23. You can date seriously at any age you want. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think a better time to get married is first, if you're going to do school route, if you're going to do college, career, then I think you definitely want to have your foot into your career. Okay. Because getting married and starting a family is no easy joke. Okay. So, that career time, meaning putting a couple years in at whatever profession you chose, whether it's hair to get really good at it, mm-hmm. Whether it's going into banking and you want to become a bank manager, VP, sales, whatever the case may be, get your foot in the game, play the game hard, play it to win. Now, once you get a couple stripes, you want to start to put your family together, go ahead. 23, much too young. You have so much playtime too. I mean, why blow it? Why get so serious at such a young age?
I think 23 is young.
Yeah,
It is young.
You have no idea who you are at 23. Like, I'm thinking about me at 23. Like, I could have thought, oh yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but you just haven't experienced enough life. You haven't.
Me at 23, I was on Are You the One getting drunk, trying to find my quote unquote perfect match.
Yeah. I always advocated for my kids to date multiple people.
I'm gonna say, Shannon, where were you at 23?
In a really bad space in life.
Dad, do you remember where you were at 23?
At 20, I was having a party.
I was actually in a really serious relationship. Not as serious, but I was with,
At the time, you thought it was serious.
I thought it was serious, but it was,
Not a good one.
no.
Okay.
So let me see. At 23, I was actually dating you guys' mom, but we were still young, and we were both having a good time.
Yeah.
We were there was no talk of marriage.
You're just
We were just
having a
So
good
do
time.
you think that there is a typical good, I understand you're saying like have your career in place, have certain
But
things
what's a
done.
good age?
Do you ever
Yes.
think you have a good age for marriage?
it depends on how soon you can take care of those other standards, like a place to live, your career. Okay, if those
So you're
are
not
knocked
putting
off,
an age on
You're
it.
not putting
No,
the-
well, if you have them knocked off at 25, if you're established, if you're in your career, I'm not saying at the top of your career, but in it and doing well, and you can see that you're progressing, you can start to consider it. But
At 25.
most people start getting there around 29, 30, 28,
That's what I would-
29, 30, somewhere in that time.
So how long do you think you should date before you decide you can marry this person?
Most guys are going to date you as long as possible and put it off as much as possible, unless they're in love. They get whooped.
Oh my God, really, Dad?
Well, I mean, that's the typical guys. I'm just telling you from my experience.
How do
Okay?
guys get whooped?
With the punani.
Yeah, come on, Shannon, come on. So in terms of women,
Shannon.
you have to push the envelope on that. You've got to tell them, look, either we're going to do this or what's the saying? Shit or get off the pot. That's the saying, right?
Yeah.
So what's up to women, I think you young ladies have to kind of push the envelope a little bit, but make sure you know what you're getting into. Make sure you know who this guy, because look, these questions right here, and look, there's a bunch of them. And these people.
Anonymous, Dad.
A lot of these are from people that are in bad marriage situations. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
I would say, and I know this goes against the Christian grain of our country, is, I'd say live with him or her.
Before you get married.
You can have an idea that you are engaged and you are not.
Monogamous.
Thank you, monogamous. But do this, live together for a while, and don't worry about what the people say. Okay,
Yeah.
Get together, spend some time in close quarters. 'Cause there's a difference, when you find out that she's a mess. I mean, just keeps this a messy house, or he doesn't work as much as you think he does.
So we thought that the visual was recording this whole time, but it wasn't. So it's now going to start. So sorry, guys who like to watch us on our YouTube. But now you can see that the visual is starting. It will probably just be a picture of us for the first however minutes we were just talking. But yeah. I have another one. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I know Kyle and Shannon probably have theirs, but I have a good one that I think you can speak to.
Okay.
Would you let an inconsistent father stay in the picture, or would you cut him out completely? And I feel like
That was the question I was going to ask. There's a few of these.
There's a few of those, and I feel like that's a big question.
So it depends on how old this inconsistent father is. If he's still young and dumb, then yes, you've got to let him stay in the picture. You've got to hope that he matures in time. You might even be a catalyst in helping him to mature. And if not you, maybe your father, maybe your grandfather, maybe your mother, somebody to speak to him, maybe his friends. You can't just say he's young and dumb, or stubborn or stupid or unknowing. And a lot of times that's all it is. Okay.
But how long do you
But how
let
long?
him
Yeah.
do that?
It's like, what if
Why
there's
do
no
we have
effort?
to teach them how to be fathers?
Well, the thing is, sometimes,
Why do we have to raise up these men who don't want to be raised
Let's
when we're
back up a
focused
little
on
bit.
raising
they
the
weren't
Let's
raised
back up.
themselves.
Let's
They
back
weren't
up.
raised by
I know
fathers.
that most times.
Look, all of us are mad.
The
So
woman
mad.
raising the child. But you guys know my friend D, who raised two twin boys by himself because the woman wasn't there.
Yes.
Okay, so that's not always the case. You guys have them, so usually it's the case. So I understand. Okay, but it's not something that is exclusive to men. Sometimes women don't have a maternal instinct.
There's absentee mothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So whether it is a guy or a girl, and again, it depends on how old and mature they are. You have to give them a chance to mentally catch up.
Okay.
Okay.
What if he's in his 30s?
What is
if he's in his 30s,
Right. I feel like mentally he should be caught up.
he should be. He should be.
Or she should be caught up.
Here's the problem. When you take him away or take her away, even at 30, and you say your child is 5, okay? So that means from 5 to 15, those 10 years that you took him away.
But it's not you taking them away. They've taken themselves out of the picture.
Okay.
But
And
there's
I
some
would say
mothers
this.
that take their kids away from their father because they feel a certain way, or there's different. Yeah,
There's a lot of different scenarios.
Okay. So I would say minus abuse, whether it be physical or mental, okay, you try to keep the person in the game. And it might be you, and I hate to put this on you already being a mother. But
Or a
sometimes-
father.
Or a father. But
who's
sometimes you have to be
suffering.
the mature grown up of the two between you and your mate. If you understand, if they're immature and they don't know, they just don't know.
What if the child is actually vocalizing the hurt from that inconsistent parent?
Then you have to try to soften that pain the best you can without making negative commentary about the other person.
Yeah.
Because the child in time will find out. Now,
amen.
here's one thing, and you don't beat yourself up when this happens. That person, the spouse, the mother or the father, may be absent in the child's life up until the age 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they come around. And now they're in love with the child is in love with that person, thinking that, oh, mom, you're back.
Yeah.
Give them time. They'll find out that the mom wasn't worth doo-doo.
Yeah, I've
And
seen
I'm
that
telling you
before.
that real experience.
I've
Truth.
seen that where it's like the parent may not parent the child, but then they turn 18 or something, but then it's like they're able to have this friendship where it's like they didn't have the capacity or the mentality to be an active parent, but like once they could have that like those friend talks, it was a different situation. And it's
the
a lot.
children, when they are young, they want both parents. And when they don't have it, and then they have the ability, they turn 16, 18, 20, whatever age, and they can reach out or get some kind of contact. They think they've reached utopia. Well, in time, they're going to find out that their parent
Either.
has not been a parent and is not worth the time.
Yeah.
They find out eventually. You don't have to be the one that lets the kids know. You should never be the one that lets the kids know.
No.
Okay? And that's why I tell you guys,
That's crazy.
whether you're young men or young women, you're not in your kid's life. You need to find out what's important.
I was asked that question yesterday, actually.
What?
Of like, how do I balance or how do I react with a non-consistent parent? And they're like, or do you have an angry side, or like, how do you react to those type of things? Or like, what do you tell your kid? And I said, I'm very calm about it, but I let him choose and let him see what's up.
Yeah.
I never speak.
Yeah. You can have your
Ugly
personal
about it,
opinion,
yeah.
and you have the right to
You
that.
can't put that on your kid.
Okay, but you can't put that same emotional burden on the little ones.
Even when you have a
You
good
situation,
situation,
you actually have
you
to
still
cover for
shouldn't
the
talk
person.
bad about
The other
parent.
at all.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer in that.
And especially if you're coming from a marriage situation. Okay, here's my deal on this. If you guys were married,
y'all at one point did love each other.
yes, and where'd that go?
Yeah.
Because you caught him with another woman, all of a sudden the whole love thing is gone, or because she spent too much money and bankrupt the family, or whatever. I don't know. All of a sudden, the love is gone.
Okay, so
Headphones.
we had some technical difficulties because we thought that our camera was recording, but it was full. So if you guys do watch the YouTube, it's going to be a little choppy, but we will put in the clips that we were recording.
Do you know why free trials renew without your consent? It's a business scam out to get you. Don't let greedy corporations pocket your money. Download Truebill to take control of your subscriptions. Truebill is a new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions you don't need, want, or simply forget about. On an average, people save up to $720 a year with Truebill. Because companies make subscriptions hard to cancel, Truebill makes it incredibly simple. Just link your account and Truebill will cancel your unwanted subscriptions in one tap. And your Truebill concierge is there when you need them to cancel unwanted subscriptions so you don't have to. I love Truebill. They have saved me so much money. I use Truebill and you should too. Truebill has over 2 million users and helped save them over 100 million. Don't fall for the subscription scams. Start canceling today at Truebill.com/think. Go right now, Truebill.com/think. It could save you thousands a year. Truebill.com/think.
Soft, cozy, and sustainable. 3 words I usually don't use when describing my underwear. But that all changed when I tried Parade. Parade makes sustainable, creative basics so soft and comfortable that you can't wait to put them on. The company launched only 2.5 years ago and with the mission to make underwear more accessible, inclusive, and self-expressive. Since then, they've also sold 2 million pairs. I just picked up their high-rise thong and it is so soft I can't even feel it on my body. It has definitely become my personal go-to favorite pair of underwear. From extra small to triple extra large, Parade's inclusive sizing means you will have zero problem finding their perfect bralette or pair of underwear. Did I mention they're all about sustainability? Parade crafts their signature styles with super soft, certified recycled yarns. Plus, all their products come in biodegradable packaging. And for every Parade purchase you make, they give back to organizations that support reproductive rights, racial equality, and LGBTQ plus communities. Upgrade your top drawer with an exclusive 20% off Parade. Go to yourparade.com/think and use code THINK to get 20% off. That's yourparade.com/think.
Okay, guys, and we're back. We had some other technical difficulties. All right, we're gonna get back to our questions. The next one is, what do you do when your husband and you have a completely different sex drive?
You guys probably do better answering this. You guys are a younger generation where you...
Okay, well, what would you... Let's put it on to you. What would you do if your wife and you had a different sex drive?
You've
never had that issue?
Yeah, I can answer things that I've experienced, but...
Well, why do you think we can answer that question?
Okay, well, I've dated someone and we've had different sex drives, and sometimes it's a conversation. You have to communicate, because like not everyone has the same kinks or... the same stamina, the same like physical needs, I feel. So it's like it starts off as a conversation. You guys both have to outline what you want, but I feel like that also comes with
Or you don't want,
or what you don't want. That's a part of dating and getting to know someone and exploring your intimacy and building intimacy. It's not gonna just like, oh, we have sex, we clicked, like that's it. But it's
that's why some people get married.
What? It's because
they have some sex.
They have great.
And they think that's the end of the world. That's it.
That's
boom,
it.
boom. Let's get married.
let's get married.
I thought sometimes it would be the opposite. Like some people who weren't open about certain sexual things, and then they get married, and then it's like, wait, you're not gonna do what? And then
see, that's that advice I was talking about earlier. Live with them first.
Yeah.
See and experience different things.
Then you'll find out what you're gonna get, what you're not gonna
But
get.
nowadays there's also there's sex therapists. So it's like if you and your mate are really truly having problems, I'm gonna go back to what Dr. Bryant said. There are professionals to help
what
these
if you
things.
can't afford a sex therapist?
Go on Instagram. There's so much free information now.
And
articles.
I feel like some men aren't gonna just volunteer to go see a sex therapist.
I mean, if they want to keep getting it on,
They might be thinking that they're doing the damn thing,
Yes, that's another thing.
Well, then how do you break it to your mate that they're not doing the damn thing?
Baby, I love you, but I have an orgasm in 6 months. We need to try something different.
Oh my God.
Or you just break up with him. Dad.
I think you guys are gonna be crushers.
Right? Like, you're just gonna break your man down even more. His pee-pee went from year to year.
Hey, baby, I bought this game for us. I bought this. Or, there's different for ways to spice it up. Like you can buy a game. You could just try and introduce things.
Buying me and Zach games that just lay around our house.
But you know what, y'all? I did find a quickie coin in Ace's nursery one day.
That wasn't us.
A quickie coin.
Yeah, I got him this bag of like little like it may be like blowjob or like
it's like little
candle wax or something.
Oh,
little,
that you can give to your partner.
yeah, to
Like
make
as
it
a
exciting,
suggestion.
like sex coupons, like. Another thing is now that I'm a parent, you can't just have like spontaneous sex. There's no such thing as spontaneous sex with 2 kids or 1 kid. Like,
I mean, you can.
There can be, but there is.
it's also sometimes I feel like you have to
watching TV or
I don't know. I'm kidding. Let
get
me
it in
do
when
anything.
you fit in.
So let me just tell you guys this. Most divorces are derived from one of 2 things. Either sex or finance. One of those 2 things
can
present
see
a
that.
problem, and that's when most divorces go out the window, or most marriages go out the window. So you should be very leery of both of those. Okay? Talk about your finances. Talk about your sexual appetites.
Your sexual appetite.
Well, whatever you call it. Yeah.
No, I agree.
And also, it's like I think it depends on how old you are. How old is your mate? Like, are you guys the same age? Like, is it a medical thing? Because there's so many reasons why, like, your libido might not be up, or your stamina might not. You know, do you work out? Like, you know, what are you doing to be healthy, to have a healthy sexual relationship?
Oh my God, I just read a crazy question.
What is it?
It's not crazy, but to me, it's a crazy question. And I want to say, girl, yeah. Okay, my baby daddy and I have 50-50 custody. He's a millionaire and I serve. Do I file for child support? Hell motherfucking yeah, girl. What do you mean do you file for child support? You a waitress and he's a millionaire? Run me that check. Run me the check. No, I'm just kidding. But no, really.
No, run me that check.
Yeah, run the check. 50
Yeah.
Come on. You want your kid to maintain a somewhat of lifestyle. In all seriousness, I would say, what kind of lifestyle do you want for your child?
Yeah.
And if you're not able to give certain things, then you should file for child support, no matter how much the baby daddy has. But if you know he has a little extra, then file for a little extra.
Yeah, there's no need for you to struggle if he's comfortable and can provide for his kids.
And that's weird growing up. Like, think about for your kid, if you're in one situation and you're eating caviar and then you go to the other house and you're eating Taco Bell and the light turn on. Like, not saying that that's your situation, but like, it seems like night and day. So can we get it to at least be like,
Do these 2 people, do they get along?
We don't know.
We don't know.
And it's also like you have 50-50 custody. Does that mean the child is living with you part of the time and living with the dad part of the time?
That's weird.
Like, here we are. Let's go to the country club. Then let's go to
Mickey D's.
Well, before you file, you talk to them. You try to sit down and have an adult.
Well, they had another question, and it says thoughts on a 15-year plus age gap relationship. So now I'm thinking he's an older man.
He needs to pay up.
Yeah, if that's the case.
He's established. He needs to pay up. He knew what he was doing with that young girl. Like,
he got that young punani. Now you gotta pay for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the big age gap too, real quick. It has nothing to do with them.
Well, no, it says thoughts on an age gap.
So usually, if that's the case, and this is generally speaking, if you're dealing with a man that is dealing with a woman 15 years younger, it's usually because the man, and I don't know him, is a little weak. He's not strong enough to get a woman that's his age and maturity, and maybe even financial yoke. Okay, when you're dealing with a younger person, some people sit up there and they have enough money they can just go grab them a young hot thing. Okay, fine. If that's what you want to do, fine. But young hot things get old too. Okay, beauty, it's always running out the door. I've seen it happen time and time again. But usually, my general thoughts are, whether it's the woman getting a younger man or a man getting a younger woman, is because they don't want anybody that is yoked as they are. They like the idea of being the superior person, in terms of finances, in terms of intellect, in terms of experience, in terms of wisdom. Okay, they get to be the king of the castle or the queen of the castle, as opposed to a good relationship where you guys are both kind of on the same level and growing together. Now, at the same time, if I was a young person, and somebody wanted to come and scoop me off my feet, I'd probably go with the ride.
Oh my God.
I'd go with the flow for a little bit. Do a little traveling, and if you're in that situation, though, really put yourself put some work in. Put your work in. If you're doing that, take the luxury, but don't just take it sitting down. Take it while you're bettering yourself, getting yourself an education, getting yourself wisdom, travel around the world. Don't do it just to trade sex for your rent being paid. I mean,
Yikes.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah, but I say go back to the initial question of whether or not you should file. Him being a millionaire shouldn't be the motivation. The motivation should be, what do you want for your child and what kind of lifestyle do you want for your child? And if it's 50-50 and he's staying with him one time and then staying with you, and it's night and day, that can be confusing for the kid. So I say you should have a candid conversation with your child's father before filing, because that can ruin a relationship. And just saying, hey, I want to maintain some certain things. I want to put him in
school,
private school, or I want to do this summer camp, and I know I can't afford it. Can you afford it? And you give him that look because you know he can. But yeah, I think I don't know.
I agree with Cheyenne on that.
Yeah. Shannon pointed out a good question.
If he just doesnn't budge, then take him to court.
Which one should we do? The first one or that one? We'll do both.
One first.
Oh wait, my daughter came out as bisexual. Our beliefs don't support. How do I approach this?
Okay, so you need to change your beliefs. Okay, you're old school, and I understand old school. Whether you want to approach it from a religious position, we can get into that. But let me just share a little something with you real quick. Being a black person in America, you're often faced with difficulties, biases, prejudice, things like that. So now, how do I view white people that don't understand me because they've never experienced what I've done? Maybe they grew up in the middle of Kentucky. There's not a whole lot of black people. Okay, is it their fault that they have never experienced people of color or culture of color, and all they know is what they've been told, and they've not been told anything positive? It's all negative. Okay, so. Can I fault that person in Kentucky for thinking like that? Yes, I can, because it's a bigger world now. Social media, there's a whole lot of information that you can't just go by what you've been taught in your immediate circle, your family, your church, your community, your household. Okay? Now, I had an experience not too long ago where transgender, the subject matter came up, and my initial reaction was ignorant, and I just went, no, not my deal. Okay? But then when I stopped and thought about it, I was in the same position as that person in Kentucky. I just don't know transgender people. So for me to project a prejudice against them without even knowing them makes me as ignorant as the people that I'm talking about that are ignorant. Okay? So to better myself, now I still don't know a lot of transgender, but I'm not going to have the same negative posture, not in my mind, because I just simply don't know them. Just because I don't know them doesn't make them unworthy or for me to, it's not enough for me to have a negative spin on them. Or else I'd be as ignorant as a Klan man, who doesn't know anything about me but has a negative spin. So you're dealing with something that's a little bit different than you've grown up to. And so what? It's different. Get used to it. The world is changing. Okay? That's just the way it is. And here, from a religious aspect, I know what the Bible says, but God made this person. Okay, you people will want to grab onto religion. God made this person. Now, you want to have a better sense of judgment than God? You know better than him? You're going to be the judge and jury?
Sips tea.
Right.
Okay? God put him on the earth, or put her on the earth. That's good enough for me. I'm not questioning it. And you want to fall back on, God also gives you freedom of choice. Look, God doesn't let you choose anything that God doesn't want you to do. Okay? One day, I knew a guy tried to jump off a building. He said he wanted to fly. He said, I got freedom of choice. Well, God didn't give him that freedom of choice. He straight to the ground, boom, splat. So God's not giving you any choices that God won't allow you to take.
What in the
Ouch.
Did that go by too fast?
Yeah, that man said boom, splat.
Well, that's kind of.
I think that was such a good. I didn't know where you were going at first.
Yeah.
But then when you brought it full circle, I was sitting here wow, that was great.
That was really great.
So,
I really like that response.
And it was really an epiphany for me because I had to check myself, in dealing with a culture that I didn't really know. And I felt better. I feel so much better about myself now that I'm actually at the point where I'd like to interface. Like if we do a podcast, I'd like to get some different gender folk on just so I can learn a little bit, so I can be a little bit better, a little bit wiser, and not staying in a little cocoon thinking everything I've been known and taught is right.
So to play devil's advocate, or not to play devil's advocate, I don't know if that's the right word, but to put it back into you on a personal level, let's say you had a son and your son came out as gay, would you have the same response right now that you're having to someone else asking you about their daughter being bisexual?
If I had a son that was gay?
Yes. If you had a son that came out and said he was gay, what would your response be?
I have 2 kids right here that are not perfect, but you know what? I love them to death. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
So you would
They
tell
got
him,
issues.
you would tell him, give me a kiss? Give me a kiss.
I'd embrace my son, okay? And I would tell anybody that has a child that is different from the norm. So what? Who cares? Okay? Who cares? Who's gonna dictate what the norm is?
Yeah.
Okay? Don't let yourself being so caught up doing what the Joneses do, that you're gonna disavow or disavow, or is that the word? Disavow your child or someone else's child.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing too. When you take somebody who's, let's say, gay again, you don't even know them, but you're like, no, that's him.
Yeah.
That's somebody's child. It may not be yours,
Right.
but it's still somebody's child. And you know what? It is God's child. So you better, your little personal things, you better let him go.
There was another question on there that I read this morning. I wish I remember the whole story, but basically from what I got was that they are about to get married, her and her fiance, and they were asking advice as to whether or not they should invite her parents who don't agree with the marriage, but that...
Is this to the wedding?
To the wedding.
Yeah,
they want to know if they should invite them to the wedding, but they said that they've
never met.
They don't deal with... Like, they don't acknowledge their relationship.
And they've been together for like 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
And the father doesn't invite them over, or
Why
won't invite
not?
like
Is
the
it
mate over. They are
biracial?
No, they're a gay,
a gay
couple.
Oh, gay couple.
But it's like now they're getting married, and it's like they're asking, should I invite my parents or not? When basically the parents have not embraced them or acknowledged what's going on.
So I would do this. A lot of times when you're trying to talk to someone about a subject that is either emotional or touchy, verbal communication is so much better than text, but what's better than it all is a letter. Write your parents a letter. Have your mate be inclusive of that letter. Write it to them. Tell them what you think. Tell them you understand their discomfort, but also tell them about your love that you have for this person. And maybe, you're reaching out to them. You're reaching out to them. Now, the power of the letter is this. You can write that letter and you can reread it and you can have someone else read it and see if they hear what you're trying to say. And if not, you scratch out and you rewrite. So you can do a rewrite on it. When you're trying to talk to somebody, you'll get one chance and they may hear something and that's all you stick to. Now, the other power is they can reread the letter. They can read it the first time and maybe be pissed and then read it again and say, okay, you know what? I understand what they're saying. I can hear their emotion coming through in the letter. I can hear them being, apologetic, or I can hear them reaching for clarity.
So do you think they should write the letter and wait for a response and then decide if they're going to invite to the wedding, or if they should send the letter and the wedding invitation all in one?
I think you write the letter and you try to create some type of bond, some type of kinship between yourself, your mate, and your families first. Okay? Now, if it doesn't manifest the way you like, when it comes time for the wedding, yes, you definitely send them an invitation. Yeah. Okay? You send them an invitation if they said that your mate is a son of a bitch, because you want to be bigger than the stereotype, bigger than the drama, and say, hey, look, I want you to be here. And
because it's an important day to them.
Yes.
And it's when you imagine those, hi boss, when you imagine those moments, you imagine your parents there, no matter what the situation is. And it's so for me, if I were in that position, I would write the letter and extend an invitation. So it's like, well, come, let me, I will acknowledge it. You may not agree with what it is based on your religion, but for me, this is a day that I've imagined, I've pictured, I've planned with you being there, whether you support me or not. Like, you're still like my parent. It's still something that is important to me.
I would definitely send the invite.
And I would send an invitation. Also, in addition to just writing a letter, a lot of times you may write a letter and they may not read it how you intend it to be delivered. So I would send a voice note of you reading the letter so that they can hear your emotion. They can hear you expressing it in the way that you want to express it.
I like that too. In today's world with this, you could write the letter and read the letter to them.
You read the letter to them. And that's something that I tried that with Messier, just because it's like, I know we can both be very quick with our words, and it's really easy to misinterpret or have miscommunications, because you could literally say the most sincerest thing, but someone may, based on their own perspective, take it the wrong way. So and I noticed that. So it was like, okay, rather than me just writing this 2-page letter and doing all this extra, let me actually read it to you so that you could hear the sincerity or just the genuine qualities that I'm presenting, because that's an important day.
Man, I've been talking about
it's so crazy
for years, but
it's so crazy because we're talking about wedding stuff, and I was like, okay, let's look in the DMs. Someone just asked the same question, not the same question, but asked a wedding question. You want to read it?
It says, my biological dad is upset and debating about not going to my wedding because my stepdad is walking me down the aisle too.
And then the next part, it just says help.
So are they both walking?
They're both, from my understanding, from what I got from this, is they're both going to walk her down. But biological dad is saying no.
Yeah, well, he's got issues.
That's hard.
You know what? Here's the deal.
Both
my kids have a stepdad, okay? And I appreciate him because he's not been abusive. He's given them freedom. He loves them and their mama.
Well, damn.
So, no.
But that's real. That's real.
You could be in a situation where you have to watch your step-parent.
No, that's real, though.
And it could be emotional abuse, physical.
Exactly.
That's real.
So your dad, I think, is kind of tripping. And he needs to understand that if you have love for your stepfather, then he should have love for him also, as opposed to what it sounds like he's expressing is a little envy or jealousy. Okay.
Now, they need to have ways that you can differentiate, like, I'm her dad, and do something special. Well, that could be in some kind of tribute. That could be with the father-daughter dance.
Maybe your dad starts you off, and when the doors open or whenever it starts. Maybe it's you and your dad, and he has his moment, and then maybe your stepdad meets you halfway down the aisle,
right?
And then it's both of you guys. Because I get it. As a parent, I get it, and a wedding is such a huge day, and I'm sure your father has envisioned it to be like for you and him.
No, well,
what if he has? What if in his head he's like, this is my day, like this, you're my daughter. So I get it. Let him have 2 seconds where it's just you and him, and you're not discrediting your stepdad, and your stepdad meets you in the aisle also, but you give your dad like a second of just you and him. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know this person, but I'm envisioning it more like the dad has not really been around. The stepdad has been the one that's raised this child. Well,
then that's different.
Or maybe
we need more. We need more context, girl.
They might need to just have a sit down and have a talk with them 3.
Well, not the 3, because the dad is already feeling a little angst about the stepdad. It's the woman needs to have a step with her father. Okay, needs to talk to him.
Good Chop offers convenient, contact-free delivery right to your doorstep. Order fully customizable boxes. You can choose beef, chicken, seafood, and pork products you like the most. For example, the beef, you can order well-marbled Angus, choice, and prime cuts, or get delicious 100% grass-fed steaks, whatever you prefer. There's something for everyone. Mouth-watering ribeyes, flavorful T-bones, wild-caught salmon, tender chicken breast, and more. Good Chop especially prides itself on sourcing beef that comes with no antibiotics or added hormones ever. No artificial ingredients, only the good stuff. I love to cook, and I've had so much fun with my experience with Good Chop. Getting the convenient box delivered right to my door, not having to go to the grocery store, and avoiding questionable quality, Good Chop has definitely made my dinner and my cooking experience way better. Go to goodchop.com/think100 and use code think100 to get $100 off your first 3 boxes. Go to goodchop.com/think100 and use code think100 to get $100 off your first 3 boxes. Good Chop, America's online butcher.
Dooney & Burke has been the standard of luxury for American handbags for over 45 years. The brand, based in Connecticut, has an obsession for craftsmanship, quality European leathers and hardware, and a mission to carry your essentials everywhere life takes you. If you're going to invest in one bag this season, make it a Dooney & Burke. Dooney & Burke handbags are designed with timeless styling and crafted to last. Each handbag and accessory is handcrafted using premium European leathers and hardware with functional details that accommodate your lifestyle, like extra zipper pockets, metal feet, and adjustable straps. Dooney & Burke offers a range of handbags for every lifestyle, from lightweight nylon crossbodies perfect for on-the-go days to structured satchels perfect for your workday. The iconic all-weather leather collection was an instant classic when it was first introduced in the 1980s.
They designed their original all-weather leather collection with the same leather as Norwegian snow boots. Handsome, durable, waterproof, like water off a duck's back.
Able to withstand weather, wear and tear, classic, timeless, enduring, chic. For over 2 decades, Dooney & Burke has worked with their European tannery, refining and perfecting its most recognizable leather, and is proud to introduce the new all-weather leather 3 collection. Dooney & Burke's 20th century classic steps into the 21st century and is more refined than ever. I'm loving my all-weather leather 3 Dome Satchel 30. I also love the versatility of this collection. I can wear it with a pair of jeans when I run to the store. I can also dress it up with heeled boots when I want to look my best. Because everyone's lifestyle is different. Some people like the roomier bags, and some people like to carry something bite-sized. This collection features styles in every size and silhouette. They each have the same luxe leather and rich vintage details. Who doesn't love a classic bag? Check out Dooney & Burke's newest, most exciting collection at dooney.com/think. For 20% off your first order, visit dooney.com/think and use the code THINK before April 30th, 2022.
Stay on track with your health goals thanks to Care of's daily packs that make taking your vitamins easy to stick to every day. Care of is a subscription service that ships high-quality, personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. At every age and through every stage, Care of is here to support you on your health and wellness journey. All I had to do was take a short, in-depth quiz about my health goals and lifestyle to get personalized, tailored recommendations that were based off of my answers. You can stick to what Care of recommends, or you can change up your packs at any time. The quiz was super easy, and the packets are so cute and convenient. I love that they're personalized just to me. Care of's products are made from good-for-you, clean ingredients that are backed by the latest science and research, so you can feel good and know what you're putting into your body. Vitamins and supplements are not a one-size-fits-all, which is why Care of provides tailored guidance that evolves with you as your needs change. You guys can get 50% off your first Care of order. Go to takecareof.com and enter code THINK50. For 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code THINK50. Okay, so Shannon had to run, but we are going to keep going. We have a lot more questions to get through. So I'm going to start reading some of the ones, like I said, from the DMs that are a little bit longer. So one of them says, hold on, whoa, that's a long one.
Want me to read it?
Yeah.
All right, come on, listen up, Luma. Come on, here we go.
Here. You want this?
No, we don't.
Dad, if you don't put the broken headphone down.
I want to hear.
Okay, this is for Papa Kyle. I've always taken care of the bills since I make more money than my spouse. My spouse is very giving and likes to help other people financially when they are going through hard times. How do I ask my spouse to help pay the bills in our home before he helps other people out without sounding greedy or jealous? Side note, I have lived on my own and in my own apartment before, so paying bills and making sure my home is financially stable is second nature to me. My spouse lived with his parents his whole life before moving in with me, so I get paying household bills is new to him. How do I tell him I'm his partner, not his mother, and he should be paying for the household bills as well?
Okay, so first of all, I'd say be thankful that your husband is not wrapped up in the dollars of cents of keeping every dollar. And because wherever he's giving, he's helping other people.
Yeah, but how are you going to give before you pay your own bills?
I understand that. Well, you know what?
And it's like if you're
give to get. You have to. That's just nature's law. That's
so you're gonna give to everybody else but your family?
No. I'm gonna get to her point because yes, he's definitely be helping pay the bills. But I just wanted to acknowledge that absence of greed that her husband is displaying, and I want her to see the gift in that.
I think she does, and I think that's why she's saying I don't want him to think that I'm greedy by asking him to pay our bills first.
Yeah, and she acknowledges that they've come from different situations.
I got it. So here we go. Let's lay everything down on paper, okay? List the bills, the two of your bills, okay? Put some savings in there also. That's part of your bills, okay, to save some money. And then show what you have coming in, and then show what he's got coming in. Now let's pay these as a couple. Now, once you have everything paid, hopefully you still have a little spending money because you should give a little savings. That's part of your bills. And then you have a little spending that he doesn't have to worry about, and he has a little spending that you don't have to worry about. Okay?
Okay.
So now if he wants to put his, whatever it is, $200, $2,000, $50 towards helping other people, he can still do that. Bless himself and, but in the mean, first things first, we're putting all the bills on the paper.
So you think bills should be 50-50?
Well, I think that you should come together as a couple and pay the bills. They don't have to be 50-50. No, 50-50 is a fallacy. Okay. And look, she said she openly says that she makes more money than him. Mm-hmm. So she's going to end up paying more bills than him. Okay. It's either that or they're going 50-50 and she's going to save a whole lot and he's going to save a little bitty, you know, but just put them together as a family. Okay. As a couple, put everything down. Her thing is she's trying to get him to kick into the bill situation a little bit more.
That they have in their own house.
And that's why I'm saying that she needs to put savings into the bills pile so that her money is going into savings, okay, and a little personal money, while his money's got to kick in too.
I think that's smart. I think sitting down together, writing down all the bills as a collective household, figuring out how much that is monthly, and then figuring out your savings. And maybe I feel like sometimes it helps because they need to see it. Like physically see how much you're spending monthly to keep your household alive. Maybe because you're just in such a routine of paying the bills and he's in such a routine of not paying the bills and not seeing them that he's not even thinking about it.
He doesn't know the reality of it.
Which,
happens.
It happens.
It does. Yeah. There's...
I hate Kyle.
There's a couple of philosophies where...
Y'all, I hate Kyle so much.
I've seen couples... I'm going to pay this and then you pay this. I'm going to pay...
Give my phone. Your daughter's kicked off the table.
No, I want to do this question. I thought it was juicy.
No. Okay, I think we answered that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, here's a question.
I just want to say one last thing on it.
Yeah.
As a married couple, I do not think that... Well, no, I'm not going to say that. I've seen people where they have their own account, then they have a joint account. Everybody spills money and the joint account pays the bills.
That's not a bad idea.
So what do you think you should do?
I think I don't care where the money comes from, but all the money needs to be listed. Everybody needs to know what it's being paid. Because a lot of times one person may not know, like you guys said. They might be, they may take the cable, the phone bill, and the gas bill. Well, it might be a whole lot more than what the person realizes, or a whole lot less.
Yeah.
So you just put them all down. Let everybody see it.
Have like a budget sheet, joint budget sheet. Yeah. Okay, here's another question. My ex-boyfriend had a one-night stand and had a baby. He hid it for months. I ended up finding out about it and we broke up. He was my best friend. We still communicate and still love one another. Should I give him another chance or move on?
Without a doubt, give him another chance. If he was your best friend, people make mistakes. What are you gonna do?
He hit a whole baby.
I understand. That's what he felt he needed to do. He made a mistake. First, he shouldn't have been with the other woman in a one-night stand, but he did. Okay? She says that he was her best friend.
Yeah.
She said.
And they still communicate.
And they still communicate. Look,
What kind of friendship is that?
Look, how old are they? Are they teenagers? Are they in their young 20s?
We don't know.
I don't know, Dad.
Well, it happens. Here's the thing, guys.
It's like you have to
People
experience
make
people's mistakes and grow with them.
Okay, yes. You can't just say, oh, I love you. You screwed up. I no longer love you. Well, that's not love in the Jump Street. It's just not. It's whatever you want to call it. You can call it love if you want to. But again, that's why I tell you guys define what love is. What does that mean to you? And a lot of times women's first thing will be, well, if you step outside the marriage, step outside the relationship, I'm leaving you. Well, you know what? Sometimes people do it for the stupidest reasons. And I'm not excusing it. I'm not trying to justify it. I'm not trying to advocate it. But it happens. Now, you still see this man as your best friend, yet because of the mistake he made, and it's a big mistake, you want to play with him, obviously. Yeah. But your pride is in the way. Something's in the way. And let me tell you something about pride.
I think it's
quick,
one of those things I think she might be afraid of being judged more so from other people versus just following her heart or what she would like to do.
Yeah. One quick on pride. Pride is one of the most overrated emotions that we carry with us. Okay? You let your personal pride go, and I'm not talking about personal dignity. I'm talking about pride.
Like ego.
My feelings got hurt. I'm supposed to do this, and I want other people to know. You let all that out the window, you can live a whole lot freer. Okay? Do what you want to do. Be a better person. That's, personally, I think.
Okay, I got one more for us.
Whatever.
Okay, here.
For baby.
Papa Kyle. My boyfriend and I have been together for 12 months and have one child. My boyfriend and I have been together for 12 years and have one child together, 5 months old. I always saw myself as eventually being a married woman. My boyfriend says he's just not ready. We don't have any major issues besides communication, which we're in therapy for. Should I give him a timeline on when I would need a proposal or just live in the moment?
I wouldn't even give him a timeline. I'd say, look, we need to get married by the end of this year, and that's it.
Yeah, y'all been together for 12 years.
Yeah, 12 years.
That's a long
years
time.
is so long.
Yeah, that's a long time.
But it's like stay together. Okay,
Even if they were 20, they're now 32.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Okay,
say they
even
got
if they were
together when they were
17, they're
young.
29.
Either way, it's 12 years.
Yeah.
12 years.
Y'all should
And
have
see,
already
this is what
figured
I
out your
said.
careers. Y'all spent 10 years, a decade
You
doing
guys
all
have
that.
a child.
Yeah.
It's time.
And this was part of, I don't know, because we've had some stuff that we've talked about that didn't record, some that I talked earlier about how women, and maybe not fairly, but this is the way it is. Women have to put the men's feet to the fire to get married. Because men will prolong it and, men are fine not being married. And again, unless they're whooped. And just,
That's not even a whooped thing.
12 years is a long time, though. I would have been asked for that proposal.
Yeah.
I would have been said, if we're not going to do this, let me know because I do want to get married.
Yeah. I think that's at this point, like they are in
what
therapy
you're
for
asking
communication.
after 12 years is very reasonable. Okay.
Right.
And
It's not like you've been dating for 12 months.
And I doubt that he would let you go. I think that he would.
We pray that he would step up and fulfill your wishes, especially at this point.
Yeah.
You just pushed out a whole baby.
Yeah, but you gotta like you gotta put guys' feet to the fire.
My in-laws make up rumors about me and it affects my marriage. What do I do?
So if it affects your marriage, that means it's affecting you and your husband because that's your marriage. Mm-hmm. Okay, get your husband to get whatever rumors they're saying out of his head because he knows you. Okay, so whatever they're saying, he either knows it to be true, and if they say they're true, and he backs you anyway, so what? And if they're not true, well, again, so what?
Well, how about, do you communicate with your partner? He needs to check his parents because it's like...
You can, but that's wasted energy. I'm not saying wasted energy. That's extra energy. First things first is, listen, you and me need to know that we're on accord.
Yeah, we could be on the same page, but at the same time, why are your parents...
If somebody is over here doing this...
being disrespectful.
If somebody's doing this, that's their business.
So you don't check...
You're not going to check your mom or your dad?
Yes, you can.
If they're being disrespectful and talking about your wife or your husband?
But first things here is you got to make sure we're right.
Okay, now we're right.
Now that we're right. So this becomes insignificant. Now, yes, you can still go check them. but they may not get it.
See, to me, that's not insignificant, because it's like at some point, if we have kids and my kids are at your house and you're being loosey goosey with your mouth and you're talking disrespectful about me, and you're not checking your mom or your dad and saying, hey, stop talking about my wife or my husband, then we have an issue, because now it could be transferred down to the kids.
Okay, so you did something that I don't do. I don't project a future problem.
Well, I'm not.
You're saying it could happen when the kids come along.
Yeah,
I just
if you don't,
do that.
sometimes when you don't nip things in the bud or you don't acknowledge it, it keeps growing.
I understand. But see, when me and you are like this, that's nipping that in the bud. See, this is going to go on. That's always going to be there. If it's not this person, it's going to be that person.
See, but then
that's not that.
That's your attitude. Your attitude is that's always going to go on. Where I'm saying
go on.
We could acknowledge it and help.
Yeah, but are you going to acknowledge everybody that talks about you?
Yeah. No. I'm not saying, but it's like if they're
Regardless of you saying, hey, mom, don't talk about my wife anymore, she's still going to talk about your wife probably. So I get it. It's like, handle your own marriage and make sure that you guys are on the same accord, and everybody else can just go away.
Pretty much. Or another way of saying it is, some people say screw you, some people say F you, some people say freak you. Yeah, I just say, fuck them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The motherfuckers.
Here's another in-law question.
I was going to say, there were a bunch of like jealous
my in-laws don't like me.
Yeah.
Should I be forced to be around them? I've been nothing but nice to them.
Continue to be nice. Just continue to be nice. Go ahead and tolerate them. They don't like you. Do you like them? You may not like them either. Okay? But you know what? Things change over time. Sometimes people have to grow into you. You have to grow into them. They're your in-laws. You're married.
They're not going anywhere.
Yes.
Well, until they die.
So go in there. Go in there and hang out. Okay, now maybe you tell your husband or your wife, whoever it is, look, I can't handle 2 hours of them. But you can certainly go in there and handle an hour, hour and 15 minutes.
I like that answer.
Okay.
Should I help my sister and give her $30,000 she owes for fraud, or should I let her go to prison for 30 years?
Oh, stop it.
What?
They're not going to prison for 30 years for $30,000. But to answer your question, if you have the $30,000 and it's not
gonna hurt
you, give her the money. It's just money. Go make some more. Obviously, you can make money. You can, and your sister, $30,000.
Why?
Look, I've lost
Fraud.
I've lost $30,000. People have borrowed money from me and never paid it back. It's just the way it goes. What are you gonna do? It's just money though. Here's the one thing I've tried to teach my kids, and we'll try to continue to teach them. Don't let money be a big decision, a decider.
Break your relationship.
Somebody steals from you. That doesn't mean they're not your friend. That means they were more desperate than you are. Okay? They could still be your friend. Their judgment was wrong. What they did was wrong. Let them know that they were wrong. Say, look, please don't do this again or whatever. But don't make it like it's in the world. Money is a hell of a temptation, and it gets a lot of people twisted and crooked. Don't let it make you twisted and crooked. It's your sister. If you can stop her from going to jail and it's not going to end your life, kill the bank, your kids can still go to school, you can still take a vacay, give her the money. Okay? You can make the money again. She may not ever pay it back. She sounds like she's a bit of a, grifter.
Yeah. If that's even a real question, because that question sounds a little weird. Here's a good one. Not a good one, but here's one I was reading some questions from my personal page. This one is one from the Think Loud Crew page. So thank you for listening to us. She said, I'm a single mom to a beautiful 2-year-old. Her dad hasn't been involved in her life since I was pregnant. He just recently tried to follow me on Instagram, even though he has my phone number, and so does his mom. I also gave his mom my address when my daughter was first born, and I never heard from either of them. I didn't accept his follow request, and I think it should take more effort to be in your child's life after never being involved. She has no idea who he is. Am I wrong for wanting him to at least reach out instead of just an Instagram follow?
The child is the concern. The child is only 2 years old?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I would agree with her that he needs to be a little bit more aggressive, in trying to contact her. And I'm assuming that he knows that the baby is there. But again, don't let your personal pride get in the way. If he was a good guy, I don't know if he is. I couldn't tell by that. Him not being in his child's life doesn't give a great deal of pluses to his character. But maybe he has, again, because people change. Maybe he's matured over the last couple of years. Maybe he's seen little pictures of the baby and he's starting to say,
Maybe he's trying to see pictures of the baby by following you.
Yeah, it could be. You know what?
And maybe his mom doesn't call you because she doesn't know she can.
Or he's testing the waters to see like,
if you're open.
Okay, maybe she loves me to follow her. Now I know I can reach out, because after 2 years, he's probably unsure of even how you feel. Yeah. So I would let him follow me. Now you get to see what we created. Now you get to see the life that I've given our daughter.
Yep.
And hopefully you see what I've done and you want to play now. Mm-hmm. But don't accept the request and then he's following you and then nothing comes from that. I would send him a message.
I would probably call him.
Hey, I see you trying to follow me.
I see you followed.
Are you trying to play? You want to be a dad?
Do you want to be in your child's life?
You know, the thing is this. I think if I was her, I'd probably say, if he's out there and trying to find, I'd call him. I'd step up. I'd be the bigger person.
Hey,
I'm going to call you. Let me put it in your face.
Yeah.
I see you try to follow me. You know we have a child. If you want to be involved in the child's life and maybe have some guidelines on what that means or some standards or what that means, if you want to be involved, then I welcome that. But if you're just calling me to hit me up and say, hey, then let's just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think you definitely be open to something coming out of that situation. It's not going to look like what you think it should look like. It's not going to happen how you think it should happen. But it's there. You know, God is opening a door. You know, you never know what door is going to be open, what window is going to be open.
It's like he's poking you a little. Yeah. It's like he's poking you, and now
he's testing the water.
He's testing. To me, that's testing the waters. I would allow him to follow you, and I would call him. Mm-hmm.
Particularly, yes, if you would like to have a relationship with him, if you'd like your child to have the father in
but it sounds like she's open to it.
Yes, yeah.
As I think you should be.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one. I'm a bartender / server. Every job I've had, I've always ended up being the main bartender or in charge of the bar, but I always end up being treated like shit. My dad is having surgery this week, so I requested time off so I could help him. My manager is an ass. He yells and name calls staff. Came to me about the request and pretty much told me to work those days so it's in my favor. I want to know how I can stand up for myself to my boss, because every job I've had, I work damn near every day. We are open and do the most so I can succeed, but I always get shitted on.
I don't know what employee labor laws look like, but if you're in a hostile environment, like, aren't there ways that she can go about it in a different route? Like, if this is that person's pattern, or, you know, it's who is their superior? Who can you, is there an HR department? Because, you know,
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
And there generally are avenues. But I think for a better style of life, better quality of life, this is what you do.
Dip out.
You keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mean quit your job. What I mean is there are plenty of places for you to work. And there are plenty of good bosses out there. Mm-hmm. There are plenty of good companies to work for. Now, you may have to dance a little bit before you find one. It sounds like you haven't found one yet. Mm-hmm. But while you're there, market yourself to other people, to other companies, to other bars, to other restaurants, and go to try to find a place that is happy to work, where you enjoy working, where they enjoy you, where they appreciate you as an asset. Mm-hmm. You'll find it. There's good people. Yeah. Yes, jobs. There's some terrible places, terrible people to work with, but that's not what the world is made up of. There's more good people than bad people in this world. So go find some of the good people. Yeah. Okay? Now, if it doesn't work out, let me tell you something between me and you. I'm going down to either East Cape or Belize, somewhere in Mexico, and I'm going to retire there in the next year or two. I'm going to open up a little cantina. You want to come work with me and my family? Okay, we can do this, because I'm looking for a mixologist.
I'm done, Dad.
Yes.
I'm going to start by saying, first off, I'm sending prayers to your dad, yes, and I hope that his surgery goes well and recovers fast. Mm-hmm. Secondly, I agree in that I don't say quit your job right now, but I definitely say to start looking for a new job, because I wouldn't want to work in an environment where I know I'm about to get called out of my name or yelled at or treated badly. I've been a bartender before. I've been a server before. I've been a bottle girl before. And I've been taught customer service and you want to give your service, and it sounds like you're really good with your job, but I've also been in situations where I'm like, this isn't for me. Like, yeah, the money is good, but like it's not fulfilling anything in me, and it's not helping me. Like, yeah, it's paying my bills, but at the end of the day, I can go to the next restaurant or the next club and be in an environment where I want to come to work and where my boss appreciates my attitude for wanting to work. So I say to start looking for a new job and while you have your job. That's the biggest thing. Don't quit the job until you have a new job. And when you have it, then you go to your manager who's an ass, and then that's when you do your F you.
No, you don't do that.
Yeah, you do.
That burns a bridge.
We don't want his bridge anyway.
Okay,
No, it has nothing to do with him. It's
No, he's
more
an
about
ass.
her
He
character.
is who he is. Don't worry about who he is.
I go back and
You
I sit at
continue
his
to be-
bar and say, I'm quitting. Can I get a drink?
No, I just made myself a drink. I ordered some food and I'm out.
I hate you, Kyle. All right. I'm 21 years old and I really thought I would have life figured out right now. Girl, you are 21.
Relax.
But I'm so lost. I just don't know if I'm really doing anything right or really doing what I'm supposed to be doing. If I don't have it together at 21, when will I have it together?
Not at 22 because it's still very early.
21, just so you know, most 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 think that they should have it figured out. And it's still young in the game. Okay. You didn't really tell us enough about what you're doing for us to really make a comment. I mean, if you're just sitting around at your home all day doing nothing, you should be in school
Working.
or pursuing some trade, some career. Okay. If you're doing one of those things, working. Now, I'm not talking about working at, Costco's, unless you're doing it for a career. This is when you have to start to chime up. Okay, this is what I talked about earlier. I wasted a lot of time because I wasn't working towards a career. I was making money, doing different things, but not towards a career. In career, long term, you can make money. I mean, look, I worked at a fast food place. I started off at
Church's Chicken.
Okay, managing. But next thing you know, I was managing 8 stores and then a little bit more. And, I was doing I had a 6-figure package. You wouldn't think that from starting off managing, getting into the training program. Okay. But if you perform, if you work hard, okay, and outperform those that are around you, which generally isn't hard to do. Most people don't like to work hard. So when you work hard and you outperform people, you can come up the ranks quick. Most employers will recognize you as management material, or they don't want to lose you because you're an asset. And as long as you're asking for more, they're going to give you more because they want to keep you. A good employee is hard to find. So other way, back to this 21-year-old.
I don't think you should have everything figured out at 21.
You're not here's the deal. If you're not pregnant and you're not in jail, you're probably doing okay. Okay? I mean, girls get pregnant, guys go to jail.
Oh my God.
If that's not happening, you're probably doing okay. But you might want to start to step your game up towards doing something. Don't just sit around and play video games.
Yeah.
And sometimes
because that just loses time.
4-year school isn't always the answer for everyone. So just to echo, you touched on this, finding a trade, something that you can do.
Dental assistant, x-ray assistant, if you're into computers, programming, cybersecurity, there's so many things to do. Find something that you like.
Yeah.
And start getting busy with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is your time to take risk and to figure out what are you into. This is a great time to intern or try working at different. You could go through like a temp agency and try different positions or different offices or different types of business to see what your interests are.
That's smart.
Yeah. Now here's a decent way to measure where you are. If you're doing the same thing at 22 that you were doing at 21 and it's still the same, then you're not moving. You have to be moving. Meaning you could still be a student, but now you've knocked out all your GE and your AA. Now you're working on your BA. Okay, fine. Now if you're still working on your AA the same way you were at 21 because you haven't taken enough class, you keep taking I's or dropping out, not taking enough units. Now you're just kind of sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah.
Or even if you're working a job and you work the same money. You make the same money in 2021 that you made in 2020, you got to switch up.
So we're going to do a few more. This one says, "Hey Kyle, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share my situation with you. My partner and I were engaged for 2 years. We decided to have a baby. Since having a baby, he stopped showing an interest in a relationship with me and often doesn't care to be around to father our son. But he says he still wants to be a family and hasn't put any effort into being around at all. I've given him so many chances and he still makes excuses to not come around because he likes having alone time. My son is 1 year old and he has never co-parent with me, but he feels he should have rights to coming over whenever he likes. I do let him, but he's very inconsistent with us, and I'm beginning to see it affect my son. I'm not sure what I do. Do I let him continue to pop in whenever he wants, or do you think I need to set more boundaries? I could really appreciate if you give me your honest advice. I'm a true fan.
She said Kyle. Is she talking to Kyle or me?
Talking to you, Dad.
So first of all, let me tell you something. You got a little too much drama going on. All right. And what caught me is when you said at 1 year old, the husband, or not the husband, but the father is starting to affect my child. I've been around kids 1 year old. They don't know what's going on. They don't know heads from tails. So when you tell me that, that means you kind of, you're telling me the story the way you want me to tell it. So now I back up to the beginning of your story where you talk about you guys discussed having a baby. You sure you didn't just get off birth control and have a baby?
Oh my God.
Well, I'm not just telling you what I think. That's the way it sounded to me. Okay? Now, maybe they did discuss it, but I don't know any man that discusses it and all of a sudden he goes AWOL.
Maybe it wasn't what he thought it was going to be.
Well, it could be, but maybe the discussion never happened.
Okay, let's say the discussion happened.
So if the discussion happened...
Because according to her, it happened.
I know, but also according to her...
Well, let's answer the question according to her.
You know that's not happening. You've been around a 1 year old.
Okay. I can't believe you just deflected the whole question.
The girl is not being... She's not coming correct.
But maybe her 1 year old is advanced.
Isn't everybody's 1 year old advanced? Look, because I was fine, but I'm listening and I'm saying, no, there's too many twists and turns in this story. Okay, can I hear it one more time?
Okay, this is my thing.
Let me hear it one more time.
This is my thing. You want me to read it again?
Yes, I do, and I'm going to show you the flags.
My partner and I were engaged for 2 years. We decided to have a baby.
See that we decided?
Dad, people decide to have babies all the time.
They do. But sometimes you just get off birth control and that's the we decide. I don't know. But
either way.
Keep reading. Keep going.
Okay. They were engaged, weren't they?
Since having a baby, he stopped showing an interest in the relationship with me and often doesn't care to be around to father our son.
Okay.
So to me, my question is, and I don't think this is a topic that's discussed enough, there are fathers who have postpartum, and that could be something that could come into play where I've been learning about it more, where sometimes the fathers, they don't know how to transition or they don't know how to.
Well, he transitioned out because now he's not a father at all.
Yeah. The
ending, it says he's very inconsistent with us and I'm beginning to see it have an effect on my son. I'm not sure what I should do. Dad, maybe it's really having an effect on the baby. Okay, maybe he cries when the father comes around.
Okay, all right.
I think it's easier for you to knack at it because you were there for us when we were one, but it's like when Boz was little, it affected him when Messier would come in and out. Like there are times where he would cry more. He'd be whining for his dad. Like you don't have to be
at 1. Maybe at 2?
Before 2.
Okay. I'm gonna recant my statement, young lady. I do recant. It could be issues at 1. I'm just not aware of them. Anyway, what do I think you should do about him?
Do you think that she should let him come in and out, or do you think that she should set boundaries?
She should definitely set boundaries. She needs to have a conversation. The same way they had that conversation when they decided to have a kid. Remember that conversation?
Are they no longer engaged?
Yes. They're no longer together.
Oh.
He kind of popped the kid out. And then
they had a kid and he dipped, basically.
Well, that does happen. And
I think it does, but I think that to answer your question, I think you should set boundaries. Yes. I think you go back and have a conversation and basically say, I'm not going to allow you to pop in and out when you want. If you would like to co-parent, let's set up a healthy co-parenting relationship. Yeah. But what we're doing right now is not healthy, and it does affect our son.
And it affects the mother.
Don't give him any action.
Yeah.
Give him action. All he's going to do is come and milk the cow and never buy the cow.
Don't give him any action.
Yeah. Sorry about what I said earlier.
Now you're gonna apologize to her.
I had never heard guys with postpartum, but I understand that could be.
There's a percentage
But
of
it
fathers
goes back
that
to what I said, and I've
postpartum.
said before. Some guys are not ready to step to the plate. They're just not ready.
Yeah.
Okay, and maybe you guys did have this conversation, and he couldn't handle it.
I feel like Dad's gaslighting the lady on her own.
Literally.
I don't mean.
Oh my
to.
gosh.
She just threw me when she said the 1-year-old was being affected.
Dad got mad at the 1-year-old being
I've
affected.
been around 1 year. They're like, people coming back and they still
could
trying
affect
to,
sleep
They're still trying to do this.
Shut up, Dad.
Never mind.
God.
Okay, let's do a few more.
Okay.
Should we let Dad pick a question?
Heck no.
I'll spin and stop.
Yeah, he's out of control.
You said spin and stop.
Hit the thing. Here's the question.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to see? You want to pick?
I don't have to
I want
pick.
to pick.
I'm like,
I can't decide if I want my ex or the new guy I'm hooking up with.
yeah. When I saw that, I was like, neither.
Okay,
Like,
no. That's easy. Then you want the new guy.
Oh, really?
No, yeah. If she can't decide if she wants the ex, the ex is not good enough. He hasn't been doing the thing.
yeah,
'Cause
but if
he's
she's still
doing the
questioning her ex when she's hooking up with this new guy, then the new
He's
guy
not doing
might
the
not
thing
do it
either.
Okay,
so
but
in my
You need to
mind,
get a new guy.
Either.
Right. But the ex is definitely done. He's done.
he may be done, but she's still thinking about him.
No, but here's the deal. If she's really thinking about him, then she's still down with him. If she's
Yeah.
entertaining other people, he's done. He's basically done. He's still there.
They're both done.
Maybe she's trying to hang on because she thinks, but I don't know. You're not down for one guy, but still got somebody new maybe floating in. When this guy who's floating in, ex, you're done. He's done.
I think both of them are done.
Yeah.
Because if you were moved on from your ex and you were with the new guy and he was really doing something, then you wouldn't be thinking about the ex. But if the new guy was doing something, then you wouldn't be debating between him and the ex. So it's time to drop both and then get a new guy.
Or just be single for a second and date.
Man, you might even try to get in with a girl, see what happens.
Okay, Dad.
Something new.
A lot of you guys are asking like questions about marriage. Like, I've been together for 8 years and he still hasn't popped the question, what do I do?
You have to. Okay, ladies, let me tell you something.
Okay, so wait,
You
how do
have
you
to
apply pressure on a man to deliver?
Do you really get him the ultimatum?
yeah.
It's not an ultimatum.
How do
It
you
is
help
what it is.
guide a man to this decision of, hey, I've been with this girl for 8+ years. I've been with this
Okay.
girl for 12 years.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. I'll share a couple things with you. When me and your mom were together, we were together for 9 years, off and on, mostly on. Okay.
Okay.
And then finally, she just said something like, in a little smirk attitude, I remember, either we're gonna do this, or we're not. Okay.
And
I
you
mean,
said, all right, I
I
guess
said,
we're
well,
going to do
yeah,
this.
let's go then. Let's go. Okay, and I didn't regret
I'm
it.
trying to think
Okay.
if I said that to Zach.
What? There were so many conversations around.
No, we talked a lot about marriage, but it was never like, if you don't do this right now, then we're not going to be
It's
together.
not, but sometimes that's what you have to do. I mean, even with Teresa, I love to death and, appreciate this marriage. I think we were together 4 or 5 years.
Like 3 or 4.
Well, she finally said, look, what are we doing?
Yeah.
She said, because it's not, I don't want to roll like this, just being boyfriend, girlfriend. So, she said, I'm older. We need to do this or not. She said, so we either commit to me or keep it pushing. And I said, no, I'm down with you. Let's go. So what I'm trying to tell you, ladies, is the guy is not, because I would be fine,
Without being married.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
I got one more, and then I'll pass it to Kyle if you see anything else that's sent out to you.
All right.
Last
but here,
one for
on the ladies, put the guy's feet to the fire.
Got it.
And I'm going to tell you, most times you've been together 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years, they're going to marry you. Okay?
We hope so.
You just gotta push them.
We hope so, because we also see those moments and then they break up and then they're with a new girl and they're married within like
a year.
And you're
less
like,
than a year.
what?
I've definitely seen that happen. What do you do if you love him, but he's in denial about being an alcoholic? We've been together for 2 years.
It really depends on how bad of an alcoholic he is. Okay? Here's the deal. if he's a fall down, pass out drunk, can't hold a job, that's one thing. If on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, maybe even on Tuesday, he likes to get drunk and gets a little too drunk and just falls asleep, that's another thing. Some people like to drink. That's what they like to do. You're either down with this guy or not. Just because he drinks too much doesn't mean he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy in those situations. Maybe you teach him how to moderate his drinking a little bit where he can still have fun and before he passes out. Again, it depends on what you mean when you say alcoholic. If he's a pass out drunk, hits the kids or whatever, gets violent, gets belligerent, then he needs help. If he just drinks more than you do and he enjoys it, if there's 101 other things that he does well, good father, good partner, pays bills, goes to work, paints the house, does the dishes, do a little cooking once in a while, take some of the faults along with the good stuff. And I'm not saying because he's a man. Even as the men have to do the same thing with women.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. Okay?
But I think it does depend on what kind of drunk he is.
Yes. Now, if he's a real drunk and he's being an asshole all the time, then, you either have to try to get him some counseling or you need to get out of the situation. Mm-hmm. A lot of times you get out of the situation, they understand what they've lost. Maybe that's what it takes to shake them up and get them together.
Yeah.
Okay?
God, if you love him, I think you'll help figure out a way to get him the help he needs. And better himself, because he may not even have the thought process or the know-how or the capacity to help himself in this moment.
But I'm telling you, real alcoholism or drug addiction, they're tough.
It's hard.
Oh, they're tough.
Hard, because it's a lifelong journey. It's not like, hey, let's just do this right now. It's a lifelong commitment to their sobriety as well. Yeah.
I think that was a good way to end this segment.
Oh, let's do one more.
Okay, Dad.
Let's do one more.
Okay. I feel like we've read these. Will you go to your personal page?
What about that other one? You remember the long one that we read at the very beginning?
Yes.
It's right here. It just went on from one problem to the next.
We'll end it on this one. My needed advice. I'm very unhappy and miserable in my marriage.
Okay, stop right there. Very unhappy and miserable. That is a statement. Mm-hmm. That's almost like, I don't need to hear anymore. Get out of it.
Yeah, she's already her mind. But she goes on.
I remember this.
Okay,
I remember this. So it's not easy to just get out.
It's not as easy to just get out.
Yeah.
We have 10-month-old twins, and I do everything by myself.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop you 1 minute. The reason I'm saying miserable, unhappy, get out. Though I was of the person that said I never want to get married. If I'm gonna get married, I never want to get a divorce. I mean, what I meant to say. But the reality of it is sometimes things just don't work. And as much as I advocate the institution of marriage, I don't advocate anybody being in a situation where they are miserable, just unhappy. It's not worth it. It is not worth
your
the religious posturing, the posturing in front of friends and family or whatever community says you shouldn't get a divorce. If you are miserable, life is too valuable to be in misery. Okay? Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to make that point.
Okay. We have 10-month-old twins, and I do everything by myself. All he does is work. He comes home to play video games and watch TV while I take care of the kids. I get them ready. I put them in their car seats. I bathe them. I do doctor's appointments and therapies. Me, I do it all. I'm a married single mother. My children are preemies, and my son has several health issues, and he cannot answer a single question about my son without calling me. I ask for more of his help, and I get emotionally abused. He says I do nothing but stay home all day and that he does too much. I can't count down my one hand how many times he went to the NICU to visit his children when they were there. All the difficult conversations with doctors, I had to decide, me. I'm tired and I want to leave, but it wouldn't mean packing up and leaving. But where? He's the provider, so I don't have much, and I'm embarrassed to tell my family everything. He's also an alcoholic, and now he smokes cigarettes. Both my children have chronic lung disease. How the F would you even consider smoking and then bringing that into my house?
Okay, first of all, let me tell her this. This guy's tadpoles, I'd never have another kid with him again.
Nope.
Okay? He's got, his tadpoles are terrible.
His tadpoles are terrible.
Okay. I mean, it's first things first. Don't have any more children with him.
They've been tainted.
Okay? Yeah.
Yeah, that's number one. Don't get pregnant again by him.
Don't do it.
He's
Now,
not the one.
You're in a tough situation. You're thinking about moving out of this situation. You've got parents and family that you're embarrassed to talk to them about. That's your first avenue.
Yeah, you got to get over that embarrassment.
You got to get over that. That's that pride again. Pride is overrated. Go on and talk to them.
Especially if it's a health concern.
Yes.
If his smoking and him being an alcoholic and you being emotionally abused is affecting your health and your mental health, then get over the pride, and that's when you call your support system and you call your family to say,
and his family,
help. I need help.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with asking for help. Like, to me, it's you understand and recognize that you're not in a good situation, and the situation is also not good for your children.
Yeah.
So it's like the longer that you stay there and the longer you enable him to stay in the state that he's in, I think the more difficult it will be for you to get out in the long run, just because, you know, say you go to your families now and you're like, hey, this is the situation that I'm facing. This is what I'm dealing with. And like, it's not just your family. If you have that relationship, you can address his family too. Because it's like, if he wants to be a father and wants to be present in his children's life, he needs to start some kind of recovery for himself, because he's going to spiral out eventually from my perspective.
I mean, it sounds like he's already spiraling.
Yeah. So he's not making good decisions towards you or his children. And it's like the grandparents need to understand so that you can make an exit plan to get your own independence and your stability, not just for you, but for your kids. Because I've seen Cheyenne, Ryder has a health condition. That's a lot of pressure, and you're experiencing that as a first time mom ×2. And then you're dealing with this man who
can't answer any of the questions. It's
not only can't answer, but
don't even know how to take care of them.
It's still smoking, still drinking.
No, it doesn't. It can't. That's not it.
You can't trust your children with their father. You know?
I would be forming my exit plan.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
As I was going to say, though admittedly it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
When you pack those bags and get out of there. Now again, go to the family first.
Yes.
And here's what you're doing too. You're setting them up to step in to help you.
Yes.
Okay? And it's not going to be a surprise to them when you come and you need the help.
Yeah.
But you're in a tough situation now. Moving out, you think it's going to be a tougher situation. It may or may not be.
Yeah.
You're still in a tough situation. Mm-hmm. But you might as well be in a tough situation by yourself.
Yeah. And
safe.
As opposed to being in a tough situation with somebody. Again, that little bit of money, I don't care how much it is, that money that he's providing, that support, okay, it is not worth the health and misery, the mental abuse you're going through. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Let that money go. Let that, whatever he's making, $60, $70, $120,000, let him have it. Mm-hmm. Say la vie. Me and my kids, we're going to live with my parents. You know, maybe it's a little less convenient. Maybe, you know, whatever. But
that stress that
you're in a bad situation, get out of that situation.
Yeah.
So here's the order. Try to get himself. If he doesn't accept the help, pack your shit and go.
Yeah, and it's also once you remove yourself from that situation, the stress and the energy that is connected with him will eventually free up, and you'll be able to put that energy into yourself and your children and make things happen in the light that you want to make them happen.
Yeah.
He's weighing you down.
Yeah.
You
got a lot on your plate.
Yeah, you do have a lot on your plate.
You don't need to
because you have twins.
Yeah.
So,
but I get it.
So guys, can you draw a mental picture of what this guy looks like?
Can I draw a mental picture of him? Not at all, Dad. I just picture a lame ass bum. That's what I picture.
Like a big old belly.
Oh my God.
Got a cigarette hanging out the mouth.
I'm done. I'm so done with you guys. Ugh.
Let me know.
I'm really, really happy that you guys sent in your questions and your situations this week. If this is something that you guys enjoyed us doing with Papa Floyd, let us know and we will do it again. We did have some technical difficulties throughout the beginning of this, so I'm not sure exactly how it will be edited. Maybe we won't put in the first part where it was really choppy with video. Maybe we will. So depending on how it looks at the end will be how it comes out. But I do appreciate you guys submitting your questions and being vulnerable with us. And yeah, give us feedback if this is something that you like, and we'll do it again.
Yeah. And if there's something that we said and you want to address it. Maybe we have to. Sometimes we can go back and rethink something.
Yeah.
You know,
if we should have looked at it differently.
Right.
Or if there's more information.
Because, you know, it'd be nice to make this a learning experience for us too. Like you guys hit on this, but you guys didn't think about it from this angle.
Yeah, we like different
input.
perspectives.
Yeah.
So
that's how you learn too. That's how I learn. Yeah,
And
so
thank you for being vulnerable with us and sharing. Like, yes, we're sharing these anonymously, but y'all are sending these from your personal pages and family pages. So it's thank you for trusting us with, with these weighty stories and your experiences. It's a lot. And I think in sharing your stories, that's when you find your community.
all right, guys, don't forget to follow us at the Think Loud Crew on all podcast platforms, also on Instagram, and check out our YouTube channel. It's also Think Loud Crew.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
And you can follow me at Shy Not Shy.
You can follow me at Kyle Lynn, and you can follow Shanan at Hair by Shanan C.
And where can they follow you, Dad?
they can follow me at Pretty Boy Floyd 3.
Yes. I don't know why it took him that long to say it. But
slow.
all right, guys, I hope you guys have a good week.
Yeah, you guys have a good week.
Have a
Be
good
peaceful.
one.
Keep your mind at ease.
Soft, cozy, and sustainable. 3 words I usually don't use when describing my underwear. But that all changed when I tried Parade. Parade makes sustainable, creative basics so soft and comfortable that you can't wait to put them on. The company launched only 2.5 years ago, and with the mission to make underwear more accessible, inclusive, and self-expressive. Since then, they've also sold 2 million pairs. I just picked up their high-rise thong, and it is so soft, I can't even feel it on my body. It has definitely become my personal go-to favorite pair of underwear. From extra small to triple extra large, Parade's inclusive sizing means you will have zero problem finding their perfect bralette or pair of underwear. Did I mention they're all about sustainability? Parade crafts their signature styles with super soft, certified recycled yarns. Plus, all their products come in biodegradable packaging. And for every Parade purchase you make, they give back to organizations that support reproductive rights, racial equality, and LGBTQ plus communities. Upgrade your top drawer with an exclusive 20% off Parade. Go to yourparade.com/think and use code THINK to get 20% off. That's yourparade.com/think.
Dooney & Burke has been the standard of luxury for American handbags for over 45 years. The brand, based in Connecticut, has an obsession for craftsmanship, quality European leathers and hardware, and a mission to carry your essentials everywhere life takes you. If you're going to invest in one bag this season, make it a Dooney & Burke. Dooney & Burke handbags are designed with timeless styling and crafted to last. Each handbag and accessory is handcrafted using premium European leathers and hardware with functional details that accommodate your lifestyle, like extra zipper pockets, metal feet, and adjustable straps. Dooney & Burke offers a range of handbags for every lifestyle, from lightweight nylon crossbodies perfect for on-the-go days to structured satchels perfect for your workday. The iconic all-weather leather collection was an instant classic when it was first introduced in the 1980s.
They designed their original all-weather leather collection with the same leather as Norwegian snow boots. Handsome, durable, waterproof, like water off a duck's back.
Able to withstand weather, wear and tear, classic, timeless, enduring, chic. For over 2 decades, Dooney & Burke has worked with their European tannery, refining and perfecting its most recognizable leather, and is proud to introduce the new all-weather leather 3 collection. Dooney & Burke's 20th century classic steps into the 21st century and is more refined than ever. I'm loving my all-weather leather 3 Dome Satchel 30. I also love the versatility of this collection. I can wear it with a pair of jeans when I run to the store. I can also dress it up with heeled boots when I want to look my best. Because everyone's lifestyle is different. Some people like the roomier bags, and some people like to carry something bite-sized. This collection features styles in every size and silhouette. They each have the same luxe leather and rich vintage details. Who doesn't love a classic bag? Check out Dooney & Burke's newest, most exciting collection at dooney.com/think. For 20% off your first order, visit dooney.com/think and use the code THINK before April 30th, 2022.